In this video we're looking at the best PC case under $100 for 2019. And yeah, with that said, let's get started. Hey, how's it going guys? It's Robin here on RBN Hardware, bringing you the latest PC tech and hardware. I also do product reviews and I even test keyboards and mice once in a while. And so if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe and don't forget to tap the notification bell so that you don't miss out whenever I upload another video. Also, at any point during this video, feel free to check out the links to the case below for more specific details. So throughout the years I've built in a wide range of different PC cases, something that I guess comes natural being a nerd, but finding a case that is simply perfect in every area, that barely never happens, but once in a while you stumble on something that does everything right and pretty much checks all the boxes. This is where NZXT's latest case called H500 comes in. The H500 is replacing the highly popular S340 case that quickly became a bestseller in the mid-case category for several reasons. I'm happy to say that the NZXT H500 has pretty much all you could ask for a mid-size PC case, making it a true winner for many reasons. Now, starting at $69 you get a high quality mid-size PC case that comes with all the bells and whistles, including tempered glass, dust filters covering up every ventilation hole. We got two 120mm fans that actually moves quite a lot of air without being too noisy, and to top this off, look is personal, I get that, but I think it looks very nice as well. Now, if you want to be able to set specific fan curves and you prefer lighting in your case, you want to get the H500i instead. This is the one you're seeing in the video. The two LED strips included with the H500i is already pre-installed, with one sitting at the top of the case and the other one is being mounted on the back of the cable shroud. They're capable of showing 16.8 million colors and can be addressed through the cam software. By the way, NZXT is also selling a slightly smaller case for the Mini ITX form factor as well. We looked at this case earlier this year and you can find that video down below if you want to check that out and if you want to go even smaller. So this is a very clean looking case. This is true minimalism and tastefulness aesthetic in its very finest. Ventilation seems to be missing completely at first glance, but NZXT has sort of placed them so that you naturally don't see them at first. Now, although I can agree that I completely understand what they're trying to accomplish here design-wise, insufficient ventilation holes can be a problem if you have tons of hot components inside. Luckily, the airflow isn't as bad as I first thought, and if the two included 120 fans aren't enough for you, you got room for additional two 120 fans or two 140 fans that can easily be installed on this removable frame bracket, and this obviously opens up for radiators and water cooling. We got up to 280mm radiator support here, and the idea here is to have the fans mounted on the other side of the frame to make more room over for a thicker radiator to fit if you want. Between the frame and the cable shroud there is about 60mm, which should allow for most popular IO kits to fit in here. There is space to fit a radiator at the back of the case as well, but only a 120 one can fit here, and because of the lack of clearance between the motherboard and the frame, you cannot mount anything at the top. Regardless of this, NZXT is assuring after doing airflow tests in the case that the design isn't a choking disaster by any means. Now, what I like to recommend is that if you're planning to putting in a high-end graphics card, add a single 120mm fan in the front, and that should be enough for pretty much any graphics card out there. At first I thought that the power supply shroud was detachable, but this is actually part of the frame or the rest of the case, and removing this cover wouldn't have helped much anyway, since there's more than enough working space from the other side. Regardless, now like the rest of the cases in the H lineup that are using thumb screws to secure the tempered glass, the H500 is instead using a slightly more refined design with only one captive thumb screw this time and 2 additional pegs and a lip that simply does the same job as before, if not even better, almost making it impossible of accidentally dropping the side panel and breaking it. Now in terms of I/O, at the front we got 2 USB 3 and 2 3.5mm audio jacks. One is for the headphone and one is for the microphone. Right next to that we find the power button that has a distinct white halo ring around it. On the back of the case we find the standard number of PCIe slots for this size measurement, the ATX form factor, which is 7, and we also get 2 additional ones if you wanna showcase your graphics card. This is exactly what I'm currently doing. This requires a PCIe riser cable, by the way, which is unfortunately not included. Installing components in the H500 was a dreamlike experience, and thanks to the pre-mounted motherboard screws and the single front panel connector saved me at least 20 minutes of frustration. I'm not even kidding, guys, and that's obviously very nice. The SSDs can be installed either on the back of the case or on the power supply shroud if you want to showcase them. So to try and wrap this all up, guys, for $70, guys, this is a true winner, and this is as good as it gets for this price point, and I simply cannot recommend the H500 enough for anyone looking for a high-end looking PC case for cheap. To try and summarize the experience, what I like the most is the price, of course, $70 for the bare bone, and if you want to add the lightning and you want to be able to control the fans, it adds $30 to the price tag. This is totally worth it in my opinion, and the included cam software does more than enough for you as well. It's very complex and it even supports overclocking in the software, and the software can even show overlays such as frame rate statistics and games. All of this is free, of course. You got 2 slightly different models and price point, and so if being able to control fan curves and RGB isn't your cup of tea, you can simply get the cheaper model for under $70. And there are a total of 4 colors to choose from. We got black, we got blue black, we got red black, and lastly we got white black as well. I love the build quality. The captive thumb screws across the entire build is very nice. We got tempered glass. The front panel connector make things also so much easier. The cable tightening holes and the canals make cable management seem so simple, and more case makers should definitely look how NZXT does this shit, because they totally understand it. The cam software is very intuitive and lets you customize tons of stuff. The pre-mounted fittings for the motherboard is nice, and as for the H500i, the strips, the SmartHub, the cable management, everything is just plug and play, and they're using SATA power to run the SmartHub, which is a very nice move since Molex is bulkier and not very common any longer. Now, there are a few things I would like to see fixed in future revisions. For example, some thumb screws was tight and way too hard, was forcing me to use tools, which kind of makes the thumb screw pointless at this point. And the dust filter for the power supply can only be removed from the back, which makes it difficult to clean. It would have been nice to see even better ventilation, and a front USB Type-C connector would have been nice to see as well in future updates of this series. But guys, that's pretty much wraps up this video. This is the best budget case for 2019 in my opinion. Now let me know in the comments, is there anything you think NZXT could have done even better here? Is this the ultimate case for its price? What is your favorite PC case? Now, I'm gonna be back with a brand new video in just a day or two. Until then, have an awesome day, alright? Bye!